Okay, welcome back to the channel, folks. So with my thoughts a little more collected at least now, I can give you a more formalized review of Zombie-Ass Toilet of the Dead. It was released in 2011 and directed by Noboru Eguchi. And if you ever wondered what that aristocrats joke would look like if it was applied to a film narrative, I give you Zombie-Ass. Like I mentioned in my reaction video, Mel Brooks once defended his movies by saying that they rise below vulgarity, and this movie is protected by that defense to a T. For all I know, this movie was directly inspired by that quote. It involves a group of friends who go camping only to be encountered by a horde of zombies covered in feces and controlled by parasites. Listen, this movie is crude, it's juvenile, it's blue humor with a capital B, almost literally wall to wall with crap jokes and fart jokes. I mean, forget bad taste, this movie has no taste, and I'll be damned if I didn't kind of love it. If you haven't already unsubscribed, just hear me out, okay? Subject does not determine quality in fiction. It's all about your approach and your creativity. And this is some of the most creatively inspired lunacy I have seen in a zombie movie in a very, very, very long time. It sincerely wants to entertain you, and it also, when you step back and look at the story, touches on some darker themes that are still pretty socially relevant. But the movie deliberately distracts you from its own intelligence and empathy by being so bonkers that you might almost wonder if someone slipped some psilocybin into your last meal. In the wrong hands, this could have very easily become a lazy one-joke movie that was essentially defined by its title. Noboru Eguchi, however, did not let the fact that he was making a horror comedy, however vulgar, be an excuse to do anything half-assed. I love that he fully committed to the crudeness of the premise. I mean, this movie might be about crude things, but it is not a crudely made movie. The production values and the practical effects are actually surprisingly solid for something in this budget range. There's some cheaper and more kitschy effects too, but what saves them in this case is the same thing that saved them in Tokyo Gore Police, which is that the filmmakers don't try to hide the fact that they were working with some limitations, and they embrace that and have fun with it instead of trying to hide it. Tonally, I would say if you enjoyed the combination of violence and vulgarity that made the action scenes in Deadpool fun, you'll get a real kick out of this stuff. Without spoiling the wild things that happen, I will just say that I also liked the element of the parasite influencing the zombies in this case. Again, Eguchi actually commits to that element. It's not just there to give a reason for why the zombies are attacking. You actually get the sense of dynamics and characteristics, and even in its own monster movie way, a bit of a sense of personality behind the parasite. And there's actually a particular reason for why this parasite is influencing and directing the zombies this way. I won't spoil it, but it involves a character and an agenda that feels at least loosely inspired by Stuart Gordon or Reanimator or something like that. And I say that as a compliment. In a movie like this, I don't think I'm spoiling anything if I mention that more than once you see this parasite slither in and out of where the sun don't shine. You sort of expect that. You could look at the premise for the movie and maybe half expect something like that. But you're not quite prepared for how exactly this parasite makes an entrance from said orifice. And I won't say a single other thing about it, because that would spoil the movie's best visual moment. Wow. Yeah. Man, oh man, oh man. You're in for a treat, folks. If you like Sam Raimi, if you like Stuart Gordon, if you like Tokyo Gore Police or Meatball Machine or any of those really out there movies that Takashi Miike was making earlier in his career, you owe it to yourself to check this one out. It took me a minute to come to my senses after I was done watching it, but I did know while I was watching it that it was either one of the best times that I had had watching a horror comedy in a while or one of the worst. Upon reflection, it is undoubtedly one of the best. I've been vague on a lot of details on this one, but trust me, if you do seek this one out, you'll thank me later for letting you enjoy the movie's many surprises for yourself. Just Believe me. Against the odds, I'll end this by telling you to seek this one out. Zombie-ass Toilet of the Dead is a total blast. Okay, perhaps that's not the figure of speech I wanted just there, but nevertheless, just check this sucker out. Okay, that doesn't... Yeah, no, this movie really does set its own traps as far as making jokes, man. Yeah, I just give it a look-see. Just give it a look-see. There we go. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Look for more content on the channel soon, and I will catch you all later.